All right, we are live. Welcome, everyone. You guys know me. I'm Nancy Ganzikoffer, business coach and body language trainer to interior designers here in Florida in a tin can, waiting for the storm to hit. And I am live with my friend and colleague, Kim Vanderpool of Fresh Impact Social Media, to talk about the algorithms of social media. So welcome, Kim.
Hi, thanks for having me. And I'm so glad that you are still safe. I was wondering if we were going to do this today. So
we are still safe. It really hasn't done anything but rain so far here, and the wind is really even not even that bad, but it's not supposed to hit till this afternoon. But
yeah,
you know, they give you a lot of early warning so that you can vacate if you need to, but we weren't in an evacuation zone, so we're staying put, and to put up our shutters and things like that. So this will be our first really big hurricane since we moved to Florida 6 months ago. 2 weeks ago was big, but it wasn't that big for us.
Right.
This one is supposedly heading right for us.
Welcome home, honey. Huh?
I know. Isn't this special? But anyway, we're here, and I figure, you know what? I might as well work, and I might as well cook. And if anyone's interested, keep track of me on Instagram stories. I'm trying to post our statuses there because my kids are very uptight from far away.
Yeah.
So
it's the unknown is pretty, and especially, I'm used to blizzards and I know how to do that. I would not know how to do a hurricane. And, it's just different. And yeah,
it's so different. And I have to tell you, even though we're not doing all the tips that people have posted and given, there's a lot of really good tips on how to survive a hurricane and how to make it, a little bit easier if you lose power. So I might share some of those tips later on my stories, just because it's so interesting how you can make your life a little easier if you lose power, how you can use your cell phone to tap into satellite if to get an emergency. There's a lot of really cool things. So I'm learning, not that I wanted to learn this, but I'm learning.
But when you stop and think about the hurricanes, life, business, even marketing, yes, we're always learning, and how many tips we can learn from other people. Like some of them you're not taking, and that's okay. And some of them you are. And that's where I see a lot with marketing is like, well, the algorithms are changing and we're supposed to do this and that. And like, settle down, slow down.
Slow down. Right.
And what works for you might not work for me and might not work for Susie down the street. And it's really finding out what works for you. See, wasn't that a beautiful segue? Like
it was. And I think it's amazing because social media can give everyone so much anxiety, but at the same time, it is giving us a tremendous amount of tips on how to get ourselves safe and ready. And I appreciate that. So just right, like I do for people out on my social media, give tips on how to run their business, a profitable business like you on your social media, how to get better on your marketing and social media. This is what people are using social media for. And these are the good ways to use it.
Correct. And usually, especially if you do it yourself, or if you pay to come to the club, it's $150 a month, or even if they outsource it, it's the return on your investment that you put into your marketing. Social media is such an amazing platform. When you think about 10, 15 years ago, if you had to pay for like a TV spot or a radio spot or newspaper ads or a magazine, most people couldn't afford it when they were first starting out. But social media is the perfect way to start. Yes. But the key is you need to start. And like for you guys preparing for the hurricane, we need to prepare for our marketing. We can't just all of a sudden, I need to do this. And so you're throwing everything at the wall and you're not looking at your data and you're not looking at what works for you and your audience. So
no, we just like to throw things out there and not worry about if they're working right, until we don't get clients. And then suddenly we're like, why isn't it working?
Right. I'm posting to social media. Yeah, you posted last year once, or right, you're posting to the wrong audience, or you're paying to post to the wrong audience. When I first, one of the first couple of years we were in business, we had a surrogate agency, which was great. They had a beautiful mission and everything. Well, I looked at her Facebook page and there was like 8,000 some followers. And then I looked at the demographics. 95% of them were 60-year-old men in Saudi Arabia.
There you go. They paid for followers.
So she had paid for followers at the time when it was popular to pay for followers. Yes. But then what happens is that when you post, her audience was 18 to 24-year-old women. They're not seeing it.
That's her ideal client.
Right. Yeah. So that's where she wanted the post to be seen. But who was seeing the post? It was those men out in Saudi Arabia. So, and that's where I see for designers is that sometimes it's that vanity number of the followers. And so let's go ahead and pay $300 a month to Facebook ads and we're getting an audience. but is it the audience that's going to hire you?
Right.
That's the thing. Is it your ideal audience? Your group that you have, your amazing Facebook group you had, someone asked a question yesterday about marketing, and she was offering like some discounts and stuff, which was great. But is that discount the discount that her ideal client would be interested in? So
yeah, I really hate when interior designers offer discounts, because to me, you're a luxury service and you should be going for the people who appreciate your service,
right,
not trying to convince people who don't appreciate your service to use you, which becomes the client and the project from hell.
well, and that's where we need to take a step back. And the algorithms are the algorithms. There are ways that you can enhance your use of the algorithms. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's probably contrary to most popular belief. You're not going to hack them and you're not going to trick them. Like it's there. I like to think of the algorithm as a ladder, and what we do can either move us up that ladder or it's going to make us fall off the ladder. And it's
about quality content, not just any
content, and content that is appropriate to your client. So if you're a luxury designer and you are sharing a whole bunch of, like, this is how you paint your kitchen, tips like that, the luxury clientele that you're looking for are going to hire you because they don't have the time, energy, or interest in learning how to paint their own kitchen.
Right.
Now, if you have, if you're a designer that's more after the moderate income and the average, just busy household, they may be interested in learning how to paint their kitchen or get intrigued and like, oh, I can't really afford it, but she knows what she's doing because she taught me how to do it. So I'll hire her. So knowing who your audience is so super important with the algorithm.
Yes, definitely.
And the biggest thing is that when you, like, if you think of that ladder analogy, the only way you can go up is if you keep walking up the steps of the ladder. And what happens is that people will post, I post July 4th because happy 4th of July, which doesn't really tell anybody who you are, unless there's a picture of you and your cute dogs or something. But if it's just a static image that says happy 4th of July, it's lost in the sea. But if that's the last time you posted, you stayed at that ladder, you're not going to be going up in that algorithm. And so
yes,
just making sure that you're consistent with your posting. And then especially with designers, Instagram is really important, and knowing all the different neighborhoods that you and I've talked about a lot. And so what we're seeing right now, and this is just based on our client experience and my personal experience using my own page, and I think that you're seeing it too, is that reels are attracting. What they really do is they get you in front of a new audience. And so the way that you look at it is look at your analytics and see where your reels are and how many of your posts are they, is it 50% new people are seeing it, non-followers or followers, and looking at those numbers and letting that guide you in what kind of content you should post. So I want to get in front of a new audience. And if my reels are going to 80% non-followers, that is a success because I'm getting in front of a new audience. And so we're seeing that on reels. It's a great way to get in front of new followers.
I think that was my biggest shock, Kim. I did that 30 days of daily reels, and I think I did miss, I always say you miss 3 or 4 days. But it was reaching a new audience that I'd never reached before when I looked at my insights.
Yes. Yep. And so that's great. But we don't want to forget about those followers that have already clicked that like button. They're already invested in you. And so that's where, when we're posting to our wall with just a graphic image or with a carousel post, we're providing value to them and we're building that know, like, and trust with them. And so having both is really important. And then one thing I notice in my personal Instagram is that I'll post a reel and I'll share it to my stories. And 9 out of 10 of my data points that I look at are saying someone saw my reel in my story. So you have to know where your audience is and you have to pay attention to it. Posting and ghosting just doesn't work.
You know what I noticed? It does not work. And you know what I noticed also is when I posted on Facebook stories as well.
Yes.
Or
yes.
Right. Everything I post on Instagram, I can choose to show on Facebook as well. And then that brings my reach even higher.
Yes. And it's a whole different audience is what I'm finding on both of that. Now, if you said, hey, Kim, I want to go up the ladder and I don't want to go just boo, boo, boo. I want to just like skyrocket the ladder. Then that's where that engagement is really important. And so right now, the latest data is showing that if you're going to post at 11 o'clock today, Then at 10:50, you get on Instagram and start engaging with either people that have commented or left stuff on your post, and then start engaging with other people's feed. Go through the feed and engage. Leave a comment, but make sure the comment has 3 to 5 words, because that's what Instagram likes. And if you want to climb Instagram's ladder, we have to play the Instagram game. Like that. Yes. So that is more stress. But if you're saying, I'm not growing, I'm not getting anywhere, engagement is really that next step that you can take.
Well, it takes time. I mean, I love how everyone just wants it overnight. I mean, I've had it the whole time I've been coaching, and it's 9 years, and I'm almost at 9,000. That's not tremendous, but it's an engaged following for me, and we enjoy our audience and they engage with me, especially when I do reels and stories. So to me, as long as I'm getting out of it what I need to, which is providing value for everyone, and then if someone needs me, they know that I'm here and what I can do to help them. That's what people need to do on a consistent basis. It doesn't matter how big their following is. It's a matter of whether they're an engaged following.
Right. And you can have, like that gal that we had as a client, you can have 8,000 followers, but if they're not the right 8,000, if you put ads out for Los Angeles and you didn't target by people that shop at Macy's or use the higher end, like even Whole Foods, people that are going to shop some of those luxury
Nordstrom's,
yes.
Bloomingdale.
Right. Because if you just did Los Angeles and that was the right amount of number for, it's a good Facebook ad because of the numbers, but
you're not targeting.
No, you're not. And so you're going to have everybody, and then you're going to end up, your stuff gets shown to the wrong people. And I would rather have you only have 100 followers and it go and shown in front of the right audience that's going to refer you, yes, that's going to do business with you. And so
if you have 100 followers and 2 of them hire you this year to do their full home renovation, bingo, right. You don't care that you only had 100.
Right. And those 2 are going to be great referral partner. They're going to refer you to their friends. And so that is where that magic is, letting social media get that seed planted and started.
Correct. Okay. All right. What other tips do we have?
I do, some of the things that we said we were going to talk about quickly were some tools that designers can use for helping it make it a little bit easier to do their social media.
Yes.
One of the biggest tools is scheduling. If you can find a scheduler, and even if you schedule, 2 posts a week and then do an extra post on the fly, you're staying consistent.
Do you offer a scheduler for people who don't use your agency as their social media, or they're not in the Get It Done Club? Can they just come to you and say, I need a great scheduler?
Yes.
I know you have one.
Yes, we do offer that. Yep, we sell that as just an add-on project. You don't have to do anything. Any other business with us, you can get the scheduler, but we also throw in our monthly content kit. So then you can also get daily content with it. So we try to make it a little bit easier for you to do your social media.
How much does that cost?
The scheduler is $67 a month.
Okay, so they come to you and they say, we don't need you to help us, but we just need the scheduler that schedules across Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Pinterest. And did I think
Google Business?
And your Google business profile. So P.S. everybody, I use the scheduler that Kim has provided, and it posts my posts everywhere simultaneously.
Yep. And we even have people using it for TikTok and YouTube Shorts. Like,
it can do TikTok and YouTube Shorts?
Yes. Yeah.
Ooh, see, I haven't really worked on my TikTok. So if anyone hasn't worked on their TikTok, the scheduler can do that too.
Right. Yeah. So what it does is it makes it easy, and then you can go on those weeks, because we don't want that big gap of a month where you're not posting. So that's where a scheduler is nice. And I hear, well, it's not authentic. I'm not in the moment. Well, that's where you have your stories, and you can always add more posts when you have time.
Yes, its schedule relieves me of, like, now we're going through a hurricane soon. I don't have to worry about posting because I know my schedule has been scheduled.
Right.
My posts have been scheduled, but if I want to do extra, I do extra. But someone's asking on Instagram, how many posts a week is good for growth?
For growth, if you got the time, I would do daily.
Okay. There's your answer, Curtin Avenue.
More people can, on average, when a client comes to us, we do like minimum of 3 posts a week. That's going to get you good brand awareness. But people have to see you 20 times before they know, like, and trust you on social media.
Ooh,
And
okay.
so if you're posting good quality content, now don't post daily just to post, because people don't really care if you're having spaghetti sometimes, unless it's a beautiful plate,
Listen,
your
my lemon chicken's going to do very well today on my story.
your chicken was beautiful.
I'm
So
just
those
kidding.
kind of things are great, but you want to make sure it's good quality content for the people that you're trying to attract and you're providing value.
Yes.
And then following the rule, we usually do like one post is promotional and then the other three provide value, education, or inspiration.
One promotional, 3 value, or
Yeah,
education or
educational,
information.
inspirational, or something else that you're giving your audience something, because they have so many people that they could follow. Why do they want to follow you? What are you giving them that's different? And that's where designers get stuck. Like, you can have the most beautiful project photos. Love them, love them, love them. But if I see 5 designers and I'm following 5 designers, they've all got the project photos, I'll look at them. But then if I see one designer with a cup of coffee in her hand in one of those projects, that's going to intrigue me more. It's going to build a relationship because I love coffee and I see she's drinking coffee, or if she's got her cute dog, making it so that your audience can connect with you somehow. When you have that 9 grid on your wall on Instagram, I like to challenge designers. I want to see a picture of you in one of those 9.
Definitely.
Because that's how people build that know, like, and trust. So a scheduler, whatever scheduler you use, you can use a meta even if you wanted to. It's free. It comes with its own. You can only post on the 2 platforms. So that's why we like the other scheduler, because it's
so using Meta's internal poster, you can post on Facebook and Instagram.
Correct.
But when we use the schedule that you're offering for $67 a month, it posts across all the platforms you could possibly be using.
Correct. Yes. Yep. And then Canva is a great resource. You can make reels really easy on that. The only thing that I don't care about Canva and the reels is the music selection. Music selection does impact how well your reels do sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've had some that have done well with not as great music, but Canva reels are really easy. So a lot of times I'll make the Canva reel and then I'll make it on the computer, much easier, download it on my phone, then I'll download it from the Canva app, and then I'll upload it into the Instagram.
Okay.
And then I use Instagram music. Instagram itself has some really cool templates. Those are always nice to use. If you got a lot of photos, you can make something fun with that. And CapCut is another video software program that we use to make reels, especially if you've got a lot of static images of projects. They can make some fun reels with that.
I tried to use CapCut yesterday, as a matter of fact, and I lost patience. But I think I've used it twice.
Yes.
And it's really fun if you want to play around.
Right. And we are just in the basic use. So we use the templates and then I change the music. So there's a little bit of a learning curve. I'm not really making my own videos on that just for sake of time. Like, I'm not a videographer. We're just doing it. But reels are important. If anybody's interested, I did find like 20 reel ideas that I thought were really fun for designers to try to like get their brain started. Yeah. If they're interested, leave a comment below and I'll send it through their DMs.
Oh my God, that's a great offer.
So it's just some reels that I thought were good that all designers could use. So those would be the software programs. And then if you are looking for some fun ideas for Halloween and basing, content ideas based off the season, you could do like spooky styling tips carousel post. So that would be kind of fun. So using Halloween, showing quick Halloween tips on how to decorate your home. That would be good for your luxury brand or any type of designer. Just like if
it's just fun. So around the seasons, it's nice to post some fun things that get different kind of engagement.
Yes. Or doing like wicked window displays and showing how you could decorate for the holiday, the things, how Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas coming up. Any of those would be fine. Mm-hmm. You could share like a Gothic design inspirational mood board. Just kind of go on Canva, make a quick little thing. Just even if it's not your style, it would still be kind of fun. Yes. So you're trying to engage the audience is what you want to do.
So you can put an engaging question with these, like, what do you think? What do you do for the holiday? What do you do for Halloween? What Halloween decorating do you do?
Right. Or would you decorate like this? Or would you use this? Do you decorate for the Halloween season? Yes. And then a design trick or treat Q&A. You could run an interactive Q&A in the stories or using a live video and ask followers to submit their design dilemmas and offer Halloween themed solutions. So it's like, it's time to trick or treat or design trick or treat style. Drop your design dilemmas and we'll give you a spectacular solution. So you're
A
playing off.
spectacular solution. So
Yeah.
it's a play on words, which
It's
is fun.
Yes.
And it still allows people to know you're an interior designer and that you have a personality, which I think everyone who wants to work with a designer who has a little bit of personality.
Right. Because, we're scared. Like, I've never hired a designer, but the biggest barrier is that one, you're afraid of the finances. Like, can I even afford it? And most of the time you can. It's going to save you money in the long run because you're not making all these mistakes. And two, they're going to see my house. Like I've got paint chips. I've got the dog scratching on the door. What are they going to think of me? But the more we can know that you're relatable, the more trust we build, and that quicker that we're going to pick up that phone and make that discovery call.
Absolutely. I told someone the other day, she said, my house isn't a typical interior designer's house, even though I'm an interior designer. It's a bit of a mess. I'm not like very organized. I'm like, I bet you people who are unorganized would love to see that you also sometimes are unorganized, even though you know how to make a beautiful space, because it would make them less self-conscious of having you in their home.
Correct. We put a post out last week that said Tuesday tip, and it was on a Monday. I was mortified. I was like, we do this for a living. And then it's like, oh, well, then people know that we, social media is, you can make mistakes and you just delete.
Yes.
Yes. But we take that same respect for like any field that you're in, any.
Well, I did this. I don't know if I shared this with you. So now, this is an extra tip. I film a reel on my phone, no more than 90 seconds. Then I go over to ChatGPT on my phone and I say, I just filmed a video about, and I give a quick summary. Can you put together 3 or 4 sentences along with hashtags so I can copy and paste it into my reel's description? Please omit your prompts so I can just copy and paste. ChatGPT's prompts, because when you ask ChatGPT a question, it says, sure, here you go. One day I copied and pasted without looking, and it said, sure, here you go. And then it gave my description. I had to delete the thing and repost it because you couldn't update the description for some reason. Right. So people knew I wasn't perfect. Quite maybe 20 people had seen it before I even deleted it. But I was like, you know what? It's okay. It shows that I'm experimenting too, just like everybody else. And it's okay to play and practice. You can always delete, and that's how you learn.
Yes. And it's better to learn when you have 100 followers than 100,000 followers. Right. Because there's not as much, people aren't seeing. So it's good practice. And I've learned that doing it on my own personal Instagram is like, I was scared to death to do videos. And now it's like I show up with sweaty face and wet hair and no makeup and glasses and whatever, because it's real and I'm getting a lot more comfortable doing it. Yes. But it is scary, but practicing doing it and then deleting it. Even if you don't want to share it on social media, just get used to videoing yourself.
Absolutely. That's a tip I give in my Profit Insider Academy. Video yourself every day, a little 30 seconds, and just keep watching it. And you will get desensitized to the things that you are so critical of yourself.
Right. And thankfully for designers or anybody is that B-roll, which is that background video roll that doesn't really have necessarily even you talking or anything in it, is really popular. So making sure that when you're on a project or even in your own home, if you don't know what to post, but you styled the table really cool for Halloween, do a B-roll video, put a little copy over top of it, done.
And that's a post.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. I think did we hit all your tips?
We did.
Okay. You want to recap the tools people can use to help with their social media updates and to try to beat the algorithm a little bit.
So I would recommend a scheduler so you stay consistent. We do offer a scheduler, but the other ones out there are really good too. I would just make sure that all the schedules that you use are posting to everywhere where you want to be seen, so you're not having to do the extra work. Yes. Canva's a great way, and then CapCut are both good for creating reels and helping you get that reel out there that you need to get out there.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Kim.
Yeah, you bet.
I love our monthly marketing updates. If anyone wants to go and binge on our marketing videos, go to my YouTube channel named with my name, Nancy Ganzikoffer. I believe it's also Interior Design Business Coach. You can find it there. And we have a whole playlist of marketing mastery, which are all my videos with Kim over the last 2-3 years, I think, where they can really binge and get some tips to handle their social media.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone. If you are in the hurricane zone, please be safe. I am in the hurricane zone. I'm going to go and be safe. And I will see you on social media. Follow me on Instagram with my name, Nancy Ganzikoffer, for updates on everything to do with growing your interior design business. But also, if you're interested in a hurricane, I'll be going through it in the next 24 hours. So,
okay. And I hope you guys are all safe.
Thank you, Kim. I'll talk to you soon. Bye,
Yeah.
everyone.
Bye.